Here, let's solve example number 2. Example number 2 says that find the zeros of the quadratic polynomial x squared plus 7x plus 10. Here is a quadratic polynomial. We are going to be finding out the zeros of this quadratic polynomial, and also we will be verifying the relationship between the zeros and the coefficient. Okay, let's solve it. First, let's find out the zeros. Here we are given with x squared plus 7x plus 10. For solving this, we will be using the splitting the middle term. How we do that? First, we must find out the coefficient of x squared. The coefficient of x squared is 1, so we write 1 here into, what is the constant here? Constant is plus 10. So multiplying these two, we get plus 10. Here is plus, so we write plus here. The coefficient of x is plus 7. So we are going to be finding out by adding, the answer must get plus 7. And by multiplying, we must get plus 10. How do we find it? We can find out this one by prime factorizing this 10. Prime factorization of 10 gives 2, 5 are 10. So we get 2 and a 5. Here, by adding these two, we get 2 plus 5. 2 plus 5 is 7, and by multiplying these two, 2 into 5, we get 10. So these two conditions satisfied with this. 2 plus 5 satisfies this one, and 2 into 5 satisfies this one. So we can write this as x squared plus twice x plus 5x plus 10. With these two terms and these two terms, let's take out common. Taking here is the x is common here, so we take x common here. After taking out x, we are left with 1x, and after taking out x, we are left with 2 plus, here this 10 can be written as 5 into 2. Taking 5 common out here, we are left with x, and taking 5 out common, we are left with 2. In these two terms, here x plus 2 is common, so we take out x plus 2 common. So after taking out x plus 2, we are left with x, so we write x here. After taking out x plus 2, we are left with plus 5. So we get x plus 2 into x plus 5. So the value of x squared plus 7x is 0 only when x plus 2 and x plus 5 is equal to 0. So the value of x squared plus 7x plus 10 is 0 when x plus 2 is 0 or x plus 5 is equal to 0. That is when after transporting this one, we get x is equal to minus 2, or after transporting plus 5, we get x is equal to minus 5. Therefore, the two zeros are minus 2 and minus 5. Therefore, the zeros of x squared plus 7x plus 10 are minus 2 and minus 5. Okay, we find out the zeros of this quadratic polynomial. Now let's verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficient. We already know that the sum of zeros is given by minus b by a, and product of zeros is given by c by a. Okay, let's verify it. Therefore, sum of zeros is equal to, here 1 is minus 2 and other one is the minus 5, so we add it, minus 2 plus minus 5, which gives minus 7. We already know that the sum of the roots is equal to, okay, let's leave here a blank here and write this. We already know that the sum of zeros is given by minus of coefficient of x, minus of coefficient of x, and other one is the coefficient of x square. So what is the coefficient of x here? The coefficient of x is 7. So we can write this as 7 minus of 7. And what is the coefficient of x square? The coefficient of x square is 1. So we must write 1 here. By dividing this, we get here minus 7. So we verify it, the sum of zeros and the coefficient of the polynomials. Next is the product of zeros. Product of zeros is equal to minus 2 into minus 5. Multiplying these two, minus minus, we get plus. So we get 10 here. Here we leave a blank here and write first here. For the product of zeros, we know that we must write constant term here. Constant term divided by coefficient of x square. Here our constant term is 10. So we write 10 here. Coefficient of x square is 1. Dividing this to 10 by 1, we get 10 here. So we verify it. Here it finishes.